I have invented something that sounds truly terrible, but probably can be more efficient than any Steve cart in transporting me in and out of my tunnel bore tunnel. Voila! So, does anyone remember the updates where they added furnace minecarts and they were basically useless? Well, I'd say someone might have slightly tweaked them in this mod pack because I gave this thing one coal about a minute ago and it's still going strong. And I'm gonna get off because it makes me feel like I'm gonna throw up. But yeah, yep. So for one piece of coal, I'm not actually sure how far that would have gone because we're on a closed track, but I'm pretty sure with 2 or 3 pieces of coal, I could get away with what a Steve cart would take quite a bit more coal to do, which is transporting me through my tunnels that I make with my tunnel bore. Anyway, that is all. This is just going to be stuck on somewhere on the episode. I'm gonna cut that somewhere. This is why I need the minecart, guys. Or that little invention that I just showed you. Anyway, this is the Rad Man, and this is one of the episodes of my Mindcrack Let's Play. And this episode, don't worry, we're not just going to be running through a tunnel. I just figured I'd show you guys why I need a way to get through my tunnels. Because, believe it or not, the amount of fuel and rails that I gave to that machine were only hindered by the bore head. And I actually found enough diamonds to remake the bore head right where the old one broke. So, aside from some downtime for me to make the new bore head, the machine hasn't taken much downtime. In fact, it's still running unless it's run out of rails, but it had quite a few stacks left. It just basically needs more rails. Another bore head shouldn't have to come for a while, and then I'm gonna carry more coal. And I need to put away this real coal because somehow it was eating it, and I didn't want it to be eating my coal because of this. And my quarry finished, I found out. So now all I'm doing down in my little processing plant is I am finishing processing all of this stuff, and I'm gonna collect my materials, go refresh the bore, and then we'll get on to the rest of the episode. Bye. This is it, guys. The maiden voyage of the SS, I don't know, minecart or something. Wee haha. Wait. I hope that we don't crash into the end of that other cart, because that'd be bad. Well, I'll worry about that when it gets there. So yeah, I'll see you guys after I ride this minecart down and get back because it's really, really loud in my ears. Bye. Okay guys, so I've made 2 important calculations. One, always find out where you're going to stop and make sure that you can keep going, because right now would be a really bad place to get out. And 2, the average traveling distance is about 600 blocks on 1 coal for one of these furnace minecarts. So I'll be right back. Just thought that was interesting to discover. Okay guys, I lied. I'm gonna actually show you how to fix a common problem with this bore, which is that you get water on the tracks. Now, as you can see, it halts everything on the bore, so at least you don't use like your fuel and stuff up, but it is a kind of a big pain in the neck. Why? Because whenever your bore is not running, you're not getting where you wanted the bore to go. Now it's very important that you don't just cap off a water source at one area, because if we look at here, if there had been more gravel than just there, we may have never gotten that bore unswamped. And the method that you use to start this bore is it starts itself, and you need to place down tracks as fast as you can because um, it doesn't happen every time, but on occasion these minecarts can separate if they don't have tracks under them. It seems to be a rare glitch though, because I haven't had it happen very often, but it has happened to me a few times. Anyway, I just thought I'd show you how to fix that because that was why the board stopped. Yep, and now it's fixed. So I'll see you back at home. Oh yeah, and word for the wise, if you're going to be using the method of the furnace cart, make sure that you leave a long runway to stop, because I skidded for about, well, quite a long ways before I was actually able to stop. But that's really the only thing to remember with the furnace minecart. Anyway, I'm going to actually, well, that's lovely to have sitting up there. Anyway, I'm going to leave the board to its devices because I need to go cook up more tracks. The charcoal side of it's fine, but well, I still got ender pearl hours, anchor hours. I mean, I kind of want this running, and it can't run if it's running out of tracks here. So I'm gonna head back to my home, and I'll see you guys for the rest of the episode after I actually figure out what we're doing. Anyway, see you in just a little bit. And go. Oh yeah, I figured out for this distance it takes 2 pieces of charcoal to power the furnace to get 791 blocks or so. So anyway, little interesting observation I made. Let me show you the least ideal place really quickly while I'm thinking about it. This is the reason you don't go any lower than 13, because lava usually lava pools aren't at 13, they're usually like 1 block below or 2. Anyway, see you guys back at the base. Hey guys, this is the Rad Man. This is the first time I've recorded in a really long time, mainly because I've been sick, and also just because I've been pretty much AFK farming materials at my base here. Yeah, as you can see, the quarry kind of knocked down one of the walls, and I did end up moving the recycler. That kind of shut me down for a while though, because what happened was, while I was moving the quarry or the recycler, I'll just show you really quickly, and I do actually have the episode planned. So yeah, what happens is it gives you back this machine block when you break the recycler. So it was kind of a pain to remake, but yeah, I already had a compressor, so I just remade the recycler with the compressor that was here, and then I remade this compressor when I had the materials. Which, it's not like I don't. I mean, I have barrels full of ingots. It's just finding them and crafting them that takes a long time. But anyway, we're not here about recyclers today. We are here about energy and storing it, and not blowing up these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pipes. So I've had a big problem lately. My problem is, oh yeah, I also added this generator here. It's just to kind of help support the recycler, because it does pull a lot of energy. And we have our biogenerators, biofuel line, biofuel. So yeah, setup's running good. I did turn back on the tree farm. But anyway, what we're here about today is this. Now, I don't want to have to keep running these golden conductive pipes, because if you look on my mini-map up here, you may notice that there are some spots where on the ocean floor, they're just gone. Now, that is due to my quarrying, and I do a lot of quarrying, because that is really the main way for me to get materials, because I can go AFK for an hour or two and I can be guaranteed to get some amount of materials from this setup. We're gonna charge that so I don't get stuck in the pipes, and I'll just show you. As you can see, I think I've ran 2 or 3 quarries, so this isn't from just one quarry, but I do get quite a bit of materials in the end. Yeah. But I've ran into a problem. The farther and farther I go away from my little base here, the harder and harder it is to power all of this. The reasoning for that is obviously as I extend out piping, I gradually lose power in those pipes, because infinite power for any amount of distance just wouldn't be fair. I understand, but I have 2 options left. One is to rip up this entire setup and just run a strictly biofuel setup, because then I can just run a biofuel line out to wherever I'm quarrying and not use the generators to power the quarry. But one thing that I do want to do, the alternative to that, by the way, is energy cells, because you can charge them with, I believe you could even charge them, no, you have to charge them with this type of power, the pipe power, but in return they are insanely useful, because you can I'll just show you here. So if I break this down, and I'm not going to keep this in my world, by the way, I'm going to throw it away. If I break it, I don't want to break everything behind it. So if I break it, I never charged it, so it didn't have any charge, but if we charge it, and it has some charge, and we break it, well, that's what I didn't want to, oh, come on. Am I really stuck in a block now? I think I'm really stuck in, nope. And now if we look here, it has, is it only in the updated version? Well, normally I think you can break those and they retain their charge, but it looks like you might need, oh, I wonder if you need a wrench. Probably find out which. I think these are from a mod that has a wrench built into it, so I probably just need to make the wrench for that. But these are really useful because I can continually run this and it will just charge one of these, and then because what happens is after the quarry shuts off, these pipes build up power until they explode, because when the energy has nowhere to go, it's not gonna go there. Now, so we're gonna try and make one of these, obviously. Now, the reason I decided to show you guys trying to make this is because, yeah, it is kind of insane to make. Because you need, for one, molten redstone and a liquid transposer, which a liquid transposer itself is not the hard part. It's probably the easiest machine. Here it is. Easiest machine. Just takes a redstone reception coil, glass, and a machine frame, which I have like 9 or 10 stacks of iron sitting over there, and then more in that chest. Oh yeah, and if you're wondering, by the way, why I'm macerating sand instead of turning it to glass or recycling sand, it's because where I have that desert, it would kind of defeat the purpose of building the road to the desert, so I want to justify the road. Yeah, that's how annoying building that road was, by the way. So anyway, where were we? So yeah, liquid transposer is probably the easiest machine in this entire equation, and I'll show you why. So you're thinking probably, well, all you have to do is fill one of these in with molten redstone in a liquid transposer, right? Easy. Well, it takes a diamond, hardened glass, which, by the way, oh my gosh, I don't think, is it viewer? Yeah, I want a glass viewer, by the way, guys, for Windows, because glass viewers are cool. I'll show you them at the end of the episode, actually, because I got confused between hardened glass and glass viewers. So I will show you the reason why these are so pickin' annoying. And I've never made one in-game because of this reason. So they take a diamond, not too bad. They take hardened glass, which is just lead and pulverized or obsidian dust. I thought you could craft obsidian dust. Yeah, one of them is you just put it in a pulverizer. And I think there's just macerate obsidian. I have like 12 stacks of obsidian. That's no problem at all. But the problem comes with these electrum ingots. Now, coincidentally, they are kind of annoying, to put it nicely. Now, we could use an electrum blend, but there's no crafting recipe for it. Could use electrum dust, which you have to pulverize electrum to get, so that's not an option. Here we have electrum ingots in a crafting recipe. We have gold dust and silver dust. I might have to end up doing this because the problem with this, by the way, guys, is that I don't think electrum is actually a natural ingot. I think to get any of it at all, you need to start out by doing something like gold dust and silver dust. And that's the main thing that I'm kind of hesitant about, because as you can see, let's see, it takes 4, then there's another 3 there. So far we've wrapped up 4 plus a few obsidian, which doesn't matter, and a diamond, which again, I've been following my tunnel bore, and you find a lot of diamonds, by the way, if you mine on whatever level my bore is on, because it's just above lava level, so lava never stops it. And since they fixed it so it'll break through anything, it's been really nice. We also need a 4th electrum, so basically need, I think, 8 electrum is how high I've counted so far. So yeah. Now, there comes another problem. So we have this conductive thing. It's really easy, just takes electrum. We have lead. I have so much lead, it's not even funny. And then we just have electrum ingots, right? That's easy. Yeah, electrum. So the problem comes though when we look at something else. When we look at the conduit. Now, we'll need molten redstone, obviously. I think I know how to produce that. I think it's just, it's a machine that melts down cobblestone to lava, and I think you just put redstone in it, and it turns it to molten redstone. Now, the problem, okay, there was Innovar in one of these crafting recipes. I know there was. Now, I'll show you the real problem is Invar. It's called Invar. Now you have an Invar comb, an Invar nugget, and Invar dust. Now, I could have sworn that what I was saying was I could have sworn that Invar was used in making these, but then I realized that you don't need an induction smelter, which is what Invar is used to make, so that's a relief. So something weird happened. I was talking about how to make these a little bit more, and we were getting some stuff so that we can make this electrum, which I decided the best way to do it, well, actually pretty much the only way, I think, is using, where was that crafting recipe? Electrum dust was using shapeless crafting of gold and silver dust to get 2 electrum. So I got me 4 silver and 4 gold, so we can make 8 electrum, which is the total amount that I need for one of these. And for these conduits we'll need more electrum, and obviously hardened glass. Oh, I do need an induction smelter. Dang it. That's what I needed it for, was the hardened glass, by the way. Um, so yeah, Invar is made using Invar dust. I should probably have checked this. It's just iron and pulver and nickel dust. Nickel dust is basically ferrous metal. That is, what do you do with it? You do something with it. It's basically, let's see, what's it called? I can't remember for the life of me what it's called. It's over here. I think it's called ferrous ore. Yeah, nickel. No, nickel is over here. Nickel, nickel, nickel. I don't actually remember what you smelt to get nickel. That's strange. I usually have the ore on top so I can just check what is in the bottom barrels, because there are a few of these that look similar, like lead and galania, even though they're kind of easy to tell because one's a dust. And this is aluminum, apparently. I don't know what's broken about that texture, though. So yeah, what we're going to need to make the induction smelter is Invar, copper, one of these, easy to make, and a machine frame, also easy to make, and a bucket. Now, the real problem comes, well, we actually solved the Invar problem. You see, the problem was I hadn't looked up how to make the dust, so I was freaking out, but then I realized there's this nickel pattern with iron dust, I believe. So how many did that make? So yeah, I'm thinking what I'm going to do is, I thought this was going to be a lot harder to do. I might make like one of each thing with you guys, and then we will just then I will make the actual machinery, but I'll like take you through how to make the energy cell itself. And we'll need 2 and 1 because it's 2 iron to 1 nickel. And then you just stick them in a macerator. Our electrum is done. So now, once we have our induction smelter to make hardened glass, we will be in business, guys. We will be in business. I'm also going to show you guys what glass viewers are used for if you're interested, because I really like them, but I got the crafting recipe confused with something else. I'll just show you. So hardened glass is this. A glass viewer, though, is this. No, this. So yeah, it's really easy to make these. I got it confused though. I thought you could only make them in an induction smelter, and that Invar kind of threw me off. But I was looking at this at the hardened glass when I wanted to use it. So I was like, I don't want to use obsidian, but it makes sense now that I actually looked at the recipe, because the obsidian is obviously going to be used for strength, and we're going to need to pulverize about a stack of this, because the reason I want to use the energy cell, by the way, is I don't think it loses as much power as this pipe power does, but when it's transmitting over a distance. Like, I'll just show you. When I was powering a quarry out here, oops, I basically was having the slowest running quarry I've ever had with this power setup. And that's when I realized the farther away I get, the harder and harder it is going to be to keep this running smooth, because you obviously lose energy as the energy travels in the pipes, but I believe that there's a lower ratio, because it wouldn't make sense to have more expensive pipes, which is, we'll just make, yeah, there's Invar for you, because it wouldn't make any sense, in my opinion, to have these energy conduits be this expensive, because you need a way to produce electrum, which isn't too hard, and hardened glass, which means you need to have obsidian, and that is a tiny bit harder to get because you have to have either a pulverizer or a macerator, and that's a little bit more advanced machinery. Thought I put my obsidian in there, but now I can basically make most everything that I need for for our conduit. Now, since there is some machinery involved, like we obviously have to have, I'm off the page. We have to have the induction smelter to make the hardened glass, since that's one of, since that's pretty much the main thing in a machine frame is hardened glass. And then obviously every redstone conduit, every 4 of them, excuse me, takes 1. So I'll be right back. I'm just gonna get that machinery set up. And I don't have any glass on hand. Oh, never mind, I do. I've been smelting glass for bottles, by the way, if you're curious about why I have so much glass just lying around. It's because I've been trying to make bottles. Here's my glass viewers, by the way. As you can see, it's a really improved version of glass. And you can even break them and get them back. And they don't make that super annoying breaking sound. But anyway, I'll be right back after I get that set up, because I'm going to have to think of a way to power it without ripping up my engines, which are preoccupied. So I'll be right back. Hey you guys, this is the Rad Man, and I'm back. As you can see, I kind of modified some stuff. Got a little bit of stuff happening here. First of all, we've got our, oops, wrong machine. We've got our induction smelter, and I have some hardened glass, so this should last me a while. I've made our redstone receptive coil, and the only thing I'm waiting for now, because I have lead and electrum, the only thing I'm waiting for is this stupid liquid transposer. I don't know how much power it needs, so I'll leave it off for now, but look how slow it's filling, guys. Yeah, that many of anything else would be like 1,000 lava or whatever, because I know if you do cobblestone in a magma crucible, it makes lava, but it's just so slow. And I don't think it produces very much. I'm not even sure if this pipe registers it. Let's see, 51, come on. Oh my gosh, hopefully it will eventually work. Yeah, I'm not even sure if this pipe really registers it, but it's getting there. It's getting here. It only does, I think, 25 a turn though. Let's check. It'll say in the actual recipes we need. Not brewing. No. There it is. Produces 25 MB for 12,000 MJ. Yeah, I guess that's a pretty good trade-off. I think it's going really slow though, because this Stirling engine is the only thing powering it, and it's kind of underpowered. I think if I was using like maybe an electrical engine, it might work better. But we're gonna watch the pipe now. Yep, it does a little bit of it, but not for very long, and it only raises it by 25 MB. And I know that for a fact that this takes 1,000, which is this first bar here, because there's 10 bars. So I'm gonna have to wait quite a while, and I'm not gonna make you guys wait through that. Yeah, I'm gonna make this first, and then I'll worry about the conduits. The only problem with the conduits is I had to turn back on my processing machine because I accidentally let the chest up there fill up. So right now it's kind of just kind of taken up by aluminum and iron. So I can't really macerate more ores for the time being. But as you can see, it's working. It's working its little tail off. Or its little face off, whatever. And I don't know, guys, I want your opinion. Do you think it would be cool if I switched out patches of the terrain above here with this glass viewer stuff? Because it would keep down, like if I put it above the tree farm, like above the trees like this, it would limit their height, but I don't want to do that because I like big trees, except for all this excess wood. I need to find a way to stop all the excess wood because it's really actually annoying to see all this just floating in space. But anyway, yeah. So I was thinking, what we're going to do. You see, this episode I had actually planned to go work on my project and tell you guys what it is. And I think I'll tell you guys what it is anyway, just because the boar is taking a lot longer than I thought. The main issue is how long it takes for me to produce these, not the standard rails per se, but it takes so much coal and so long just to produce one bottle of creosote oil. Like, I had to build 4 other coke ovens just to take a shipment of rails on time. Oh, shiz, no crap. Okay, I just realized something. There's a reason that over here there are 2 signs sitting here. That reason happens to be do not quarry, because that's where the tracks are. So, yeah. Should probably go down here. Yeah, this little tunnel is gonna be flooded soon. That's going to be a problem actually, because I don't know how many tracks I need to rip out, because I'm going to need to rip out all the tracks that are going to be in the way, and until the quarry's done, I'm not going to be able to service anything that I'm not going to be able to go to the bore, because what I'm doing right now basically is I'm making a channel to redirect the water. I'm gonna go a few blocks because I really don't want it to destroy my tracks, and I'm not sure how far over I went with the bore. I'm actually gonna go check. I'm 90% sure it doesn't reach this far, but I just realized I'm gonna have to be really careful about where I quarry, because it's gonna be harder to keep in mind the coordinates that I can't quarry because of that underground rail line as I go farther and farther out. Yeah, that's I was thinking as I was setting up this quarry, you know, I think I was for some reason thinking that I shouldn't quarry this, but I didn't listen to myself and I quarried it anyway. I could stop it, but that would be a waste of materials. Plus I don't have another location, because usually I prep it. That was about 180 and to about 150. Because usually I prep another location. Like, I have one prepped here, and it's barely within the boundary that I can quarry without hitting the rail lines. But I don't have any power run to it or anything because I'm waiting for this one to finish. So we're just going to really quickly go precisely measure how many rails we need to rip out. So it was negative 150, I believe. About starting here. Lovely. I was hoping it wouldn't get here. I think if we just cut this off here, pretty much just break. Yeah. You see, my main concern, guys, is the fact that I don't know if the quarry would, if water flowing on top of these rails would just break them. And I know it ended at like 180 or something, so I can replace all these rails really quickly. And as you can see, there's a lot of ore in this tunnel. And if you're wondering why I don't just mine out this tunnel for ores, it's because I want to do it after it's done, because I do plan on like dressing this up a little after it's done. And I should probably tell you what the actual project is now that the worry of the quarry is over. So the actual project itself, guys, is going to be a home. You see, this is all nice and stuff, but there's a problem with it, I realized. I have basically jam-packed it so full of stuff that I don't have room for anything else. This is a starter island, if you can't tell. This is a starter place. I want my real base, like my base that I stay at forever, or at least for as long as I feel like. I want that one to be on the mainland. Why? Because if I really need levels, I can come and farm my mobs here. But this grinder, honestly, actually took up where I wanted to build a house. So what I'm going to do is, this is going to become a processing island. And if you guys have seen Ethos Feed the Beast, he used mine carts to move around items in between little like mini bases. And I want to try and do the same thing, except mine's not going to be as crazy as his was. And mine is going to basically just bring anything that needs processing over here. And I'll still spend a lot of time here, guys. This is just going to be mainly for functionality. The other place is going to be mainly for looks. Because I realized, how realistic is it that after I've buried all these pipelines and stuff under the ground to make it easier for me to walk on, that I'm going to want to quarry this all to bedrock. Or dig it all myself. Because that's what I planned originally. But then I realized that would take A, an insane amount of time, and B, be incredibly annoying. And I think what we're also going to try and do, guys, is we're going to try and use only biomass. This is going to be my goal. We're going to transport biofuel over to the other house, and that is going to be the only thing that powers the other house. And that's going to be a little bit of a challenge, just because again, I have to set up a little bit of an advanced system for it. But anyway, I don't want to get too much on that because I haven't actually started the project, because I want to be able to just ride my rail line to one end, and unfortunately I think I've only reached about halfway, if that, and I need to actually go check on the bore, but I have to wait for this quarry to get done, and I'll probably set up a demonstration of these glass viewers after it's quarried out, because it'll be like a little glass tunnel. I think it'll look cool. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to babysit the quarry so that I can fix my little mistake. And more importantly, I'm waiting for the energy conduit, to be honest. I've been trying not to bring it up, but yeah, if you guys are trying to like mass produce these, or mass produce the energy conduits, you're going to need quite a bit of redstone. But this one only takes 80 MJ and 50 MB, where this one, to make it requires 1000 MB and 1600 MJ. And I already have, well, I can turn this on because I don't have quite 1600 MJ, but I have halfway to, well, I have a little over halfway of how much MB I need. But anyway, thanks for watching. Well, I'm not sure if this is going to be the end. No, this is not going to be the end, guys. I'm going to wait for this to get done, and even if it's only a 2-minute little video clip, I will show you guys how to use this after that's filled and I have some filled energy conduits. And the main part of that is waiting for the quarry so that I can have my macerator back, because that's my main issue, is I can't macerate anything that I need. I could just steal this dust, I guess, but I don't know. I'll have to decide. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. This has been the Radman. Oh my gosh. You know what? I will see you in, well, instantly for you. And now I better go before I try doing my outro again. Be right back.